a little private recording. I'll just do a quick update because I didn't record one earlier, so we'll do that now then. It's 8 o'clock on CeBit day 2. And this is MeetMobility and our promised bi-hourly updates for CeBit as we go through from Monday to Thursday. We're kind of doing pretty well, actually. I think we've done 4 today. We missed a 6 o'clock one because I had to go to a daughter event. And actually, I've got another daughter event looming in a few minutes as I need to go and put her to bed. She'll be coming in through the door any minute now going, Daddy, Daddy. So to give you a quick 5-minute update, unfortunately, JKK can't be with us because he's having dinner, I believe, with Viliv, talking about the S10 and the N5. He's got the S10 for testing. I'm not sure if he's got the N5 for long-term testing. But he's going to be taking the S10 home from CeBit with him on Saturday. So expect a live session with that next week, maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday. We'll do a couple of hours and get right into the S10. But apart from that today, I think the main news we need to talk about is this Hanvon tablet that we've seen the Hanvon tablets before, but not the new one, not the Celeron based one. I'm just trying to get up some because Engadget picked that one up again today and seemed to be pretty impressed with it. Remind us to send a thank you note to Hanvon for taking a break from cranking out e-readers to work on some of the best tablets we've seen at CeBit yet. Well, the only tablets they'll be comparing them with at CeBit yet are the Arcos 7 Home tablet and that funny little what was it? The one that JKK had is the High Vision Speed Pad that he tested yesterday. So these are like ARM9, ARM11 based devices. So it hasn't got a lot to compete with, but to be honest, it is quite a nice looking device and it is quite a powerful device. So this new one, which is running on the Celeron 1.3 gigahertz processor, so it'll have, I don't know what graphics chipset it will have, but it could be interesting. It's the BC10C 10-inch multi-touch capacitive screen, 2 gig RAM, 250 gigabyte drive, 1224 by 600 screen res. On the 10-inch will be quite nice for touch with Windows 7. You don't want too much for resolution because everything starts to get pretty small, and you don't get, especially with capacitive, where you need stuff. You need a big contact patch with capacitive, so that will be pretty optimal for that, I would say. And they're talking about prices of around 600 to 700 euros. Now, I'm sure that for 600 you're not going to be getting the 3G or any of the high-end features. Maybe not the big hard drive of 250 gig. Who knows? It might just be small SSD. But looking like a really high-end professional device. So that's the touchpad BA10E from Hanvon. The one we've seen before is the touchpad. Sorry. That's the BC10C is the new one. The A10E is the one we saw before at CES and IDF, and this is the one running on the Menlo 1.6 gigahertz platform, which is a pretty good platform. I've got it on the, many of you guys have got it on the Fujitsu U820 or 2010 or Lux U50 or whatever you want to call it. So it's actually a pretty capable platform. What's interesting is when we first saw that device, they were talking about bringing it out to the Chinese market, and now they're talking about European market, European prices. They've obviously thought carefully about this. I'm not sure about the US, but one would imagine if they're thinking about Europe, they've already thought about US as well. It's a bigger, easier market than Europe when you think about the number of English language people that you can hit in one go in America compared to Europe. You've also got the extra tax, which makes the things a bit more expensive. You've got the multi-country registration for 3G, etc., etc., etc. So not so easy in Europe. So hopefully that will come to America. That was the big surprise of the day. What else did we have? We had the Classmate PC, the fourth iteration of that. This is the second version of the convertible touchscreen. And they're building that on the Pine Trail platform now. More ruggedness and actually some really nice features on that. Buttons around the screen for volume, for brightness. Nice touchpad, it looks like. And actually, this device could do more than just kids' school PC, I'm sure. It's actually a pretty rugged machine, and if it's a decent price, it could be used in more than just a school, I'm sure. That's the Classmate PC. We saw the Asus DR900 e-ink tablet go out. And moving on, we had news that the EPC keyboard, the version 2 that's got the wireless, not HDMI, wireless digital video. I'm not sure that it's HDMI, it's just a wideband radio transmitter with a receiver on the other end. Sasha was saying that would ship in April. That's kind of an interesting device when you think about the iPad and the usage scenarios for that. So, on the sofa, and the iPad's going for pure touchscreen. The EPC is going for the pure keyboard. So it's going to be far more interactive for instant messaging and stuff like that. Far easier to use in that respect. So it'll be really interesting to put those two side by side in a sofa scenario for a week to see what happens. The other things that happened today, JKK had hands-on with the Arcos 7 home tablet and said it was pretty good. So, interesting. We want to test that one out a bit more, maybe. He said that it's fairly acceptable for the price, so not expecting it to be top-end web browsing or anything like that, but looks like for the €150 they're going to charge for it, it could be a nice little music player, video player up to 2 megabits a second for a lot of codecs. Could be really nice. The other thing I wanted to talk about, which actually is outside CeBit, is Opera 10.5 launched. I know a lot of you guys use Opera. It's a very user-focused browser in terms of the features it has, and they've cleaned it up. They've kept the Turbo feature, the Opera Unite feature, and the Opera Link feature, but they've speeded up the JavaScript immensely. I tested it out on the UMID-BZ earlier, and it was picking up some really nice speeds, comparable with Chrome, faster than Firefox. And although you might not really notice it until you get to a really, really JavaScript-heavy page, it is clearly something that's going to be more and more useful as we go forward for Ajax applications. So I think that is about it. Apart from what else? The Ion 2 launched. We knew about that, and that's really that sums it up, doesn't it? This whole CeBit pre-leaking process. Basically, everything that we've heard about, from Intel's N470 through the Arcos 7, the Gigabyte T1000P, the new Asus EPCs. What else did we have? The DR900, the e-ink device, and even Opera 10.5. We knew that was coming. Not really anything that's surprising in there. Actually, right now, I'd put the Hanvon Celeron-based pad at the top of the list right now as the kind of the best thing that's come out of CeBit. But in general, it's pretty disappointing. Two or three more days to go. I think Wednesday and Thursday will be the main days. Friday is basically going around the edges to see what else is happening. Let's hope something happens on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Otherwise, that's going to be it for CeBit, and that's not good. We definitely need some more stuff. So we're back tomorrow. JKK and Sasha will be calling in. Sasha says he's got some cool news to talk about, but I don't quite know what he's got there. We'll get him in at 12 tomorrow, and I'll be here from a bit earlier. Join us in the meetmobility.com/live chat session, and we'll make you feel comfortable. So see you then, yeah?